going to go over 4, which is your hyperbola. That's just, it's just parabolas that are on crack. Um, it is. So what we're going to do is I'll give you the definition, going to give you a couple of things, and then we'll mute the video so that it's not taking so long. But I'll give you the definitions and then some pictures to go with it. Okay. All right. So here's the formal definitions that you're going to want to pause and write down. I don't feel like I need to read it to you because it's all, I think it's pretty good handwriting. Just saying. Okay, so this one's talking about the picture. These two black points right here and here, these are our vertices. Using the A distance and the B distance, kind of like going off of our major minor axes from yesterday. So the major axis, we'll just put that in air quotes. That's our where the foci are. And so then the vertices are also on that same axis. And then our B is going to be that perpendicular, the minor axis, that's going to set that up. And then we draw in our asymptotes. And then once you've drawn your asymptotes in, then you can draw your hyperbolas in. Okay? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the hardest example and go from. So our first example is going to be 9x squared minus 16y squared minus 72x plus 64y plus 224 is equal to 0. First thing I want you to do is I want you to complete the square for the x and for the y, and then we can go from there. Okay, so after completing the square, we get 9 times x minus 4 squared minus 16, and then y minus 2 squared is equal to negative 144. This negative 144 is not going to be a big deal because with the hyperbolas, it's okay if we have the difference. Remember, our middle term is going to be a difference. So when I take and I divide everything by negative 144, like that, okay? So then this becomes 1. This negative negative becomes a positive. Good. And I'll make sure I got this right. This becomes 1/9. Now, because it's positive, I'm going to move it out to the front because it's positive and it's going to be over 9. Now, my difference, because I have 9 divided by 144, is going to give me negative, like that. So unlike the other terms, we get kind of nervous when we have a negative out here, but for us, that's going to be okay. All right. Now, if we go to our paper real quick, now don't worry, I'll uncover it. If I look, I have y minus k right here, correct? So that means that I'm working with a vertical, okay? All right, so I'm going to pause it there and then kind of show you what we did after that. So what we did is we just found the center. We just followed that paper that I gave you a couple of days ago. We did the center. We did the vertices, followed that notation there. We did the foci, so we had to find the c squared. So we did c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. We know that a squared is 9. We know that b squared is 16. We simplified it, and then we found out our 2 points for the foci are 4, -3, 4, and 7. And then again, using our paper, we set up the equation for the asymptotes and solved for it, and we have 2 asymptotes. We got -3/4 x plus 5 and -3/4 x minus 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're gonna graph it. I'm going to set up a 10 by 10 grid and then show you what it looks like when we're all done graphing it. Start graphing this. This point right here is my center. It's at 4, 2. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my asymptotes up. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a positive. So I'm going to go up 3. So from starting at the center, I'm going to go up 3. So 1, 2, 3, and over 4. So then this is my one of my asymptotes, and then I'm going to draw it with a dashed line. And then my other asymptote is a negative, so I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And to the right 4. 3, 4. So there's my 2 asymptotes, all right? Next, I want my vertices, which is at 4, -1. Let's do black, so you can have a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4, -1. And then it's just going to come a nice little flat, like that. And then this one's going to come in, do that. No, anyway. No, they don't have to be perfect because we're human. We can't draw perfect. So then my other vertice was 4, 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5. Oh, thank you. Oh, 4, 7 is my foci. So then that's what they look like. And so if you're, I don't want to overhit you. That's it. Okay. All right. Now, so this is going to be the other example. So this is going to be a graph drawn for you. And we're going to be asked to put it into our format. Okay. So we can see that the hyperbolas are in the vertical format. So we know that's going to be y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared. B squared is equal to 1. Okay. I know that my, let's see here, my vertices are 0, 2, and 0, -2. So if I look at my paper, I know that my vertices are going to be h, k plus or minus a, right? So then that tells me that my h is 0. So yep, so that's my h. So now I can start working on my formula. So I'm going to go x minus 0 squared because of that. Okay. Now, this is -2 and equals k plus or minus a. So now I need to figure out my, that one's vertical. Because it's up and down, that's vertical. If it's like this, that's horizontal. Okay? Okay. All right. So next thing I need to work on is, like I said, trying to figure out what my A and my B are. Okay? So because I know I'm on this axis here, on the actual y-axis, I know that my center is going to be, k is going to be 0. So now I can put that into it and know that they're both going to be 0, 0. It's on the axis. You know it's going to be 0, 0. Okay? So that means you come here. So that means that tells us that our A is going to be 2. Okay? So that means I come here. That's 4. All right. Now, our foci, which are these 2 points here, So I know that 4 is equal to k plus or minus c, right? Well, if I know that k is 0, that means that c is also equal to 4. So then I can come and use this formula where it says c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So then c is 4, so I'm going to have 16, and a is 2, so that's going to be 4 plus b squared. So then I subtract the 4. 12 is equal to b squared. I don't have to find what b is because I'm just looking for b squared. So I'm just going to come over here and put 12 in. So then just to kind of clean it up a little bit, that would be my equation. It's centered at 0, 0, and there are my a squared and b squared. Okay, and then do I have time? I can do one more. Okay, so again, this one's going to be vertical, so I wrote down the equation for the vertical. I know I'm going to be, my center is going to be 0, 0 again because of the fact that the foci are on the axes themselves. So I know that it's going to become x squared minus y squared again. So then what we're going to do is we're going to find our a and b again. So to do that again, we're going to work with our vertices. Our vertices are going to be h plus a or h minus a. So I'm just going to go with um, h plus a is equal to, for us, it's going to be equaling 4. Okay, so I know that h is 0, so that means that a is 4. So a is going to be 16 squared. All right. Uh, oh, that's going to be 9 because that should be a 3. Haha, caught myself. So then that time, the 4s actually are c, and so that means that c squared is equal to 16. I gotta kind of hurry because I'm running out of time. So I'm gonna have 16 is equal to 9 plus b squared. So I subtract the 9, that gives me 7 is equal to b squared. So then I just shove that bad boy right into there, and I have my answer. Okay?